Folks, today on the Stoney Ridge Farm, we're gonna take the fish for a ride on the four-wheeler. What? Check it out. Come along as we stock our pond. We'll show you the hillbilly way of stocking a fish pond. Stoney Ridge. Farm, Stoney Ridge. Stoney Ridge Farm. Yeah! Hey everybody, this is Josh, Stoney Ridge Farmer. Welcome back to the farm. Today is an absolutely gorgeous day here on the Stoney Ridge Farm, and we've got something fun and unique and a cool way to save money. I'm going to show you guys what we have right here in front of us, and we're going to show you how to stock your pond without spending any money. So don't splash a fishy out. Oh goodness, yeah, it's not even bumpy. All right, farm fans, welcome back to the Stoney Ridge Farm. This is a pond. This is an accidental pond. I did not mean to make this pond. What this is a runoff pond that I dug right here in order to get some fill dirt. And we've got a huge pile of fill dirt right here. This is good topsoil down here in the bottomland, and the creek is probably 150 yards away. And I didn't know, but when you dig a hole in flat bottomland, here where I live, this is what you get. This is 16 feet deep in the middle and all the way along the sides, except for a few places that I dug out on the edges so that wildlife could get in and out and drink water. And it's a great source for water for the cattle. In case I need to give the cattle some water, I can pump it right out of here. And it's a great source for wildlife. It's also a frog pond. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever had a frog pond on your property, but frog ponds are pretty awesome, and frog legs, oh daddy, yummy, yummy stuff. This pond has no fish in it. Now, let me tell you the story of the fish I put in this pond. So I went to my local fishing store and I bought goldfish, anywhere from this big to great old big goldfish. And I thought, you know what, how cool would it be to have a goldfish pond? Well, that didn't really work. Otters came in within 2 days and ate every single goldfish. Otters, hawks, eagles, owls. Goldfish are really, really shiny and they really stand out, and otters love them, evidently. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna take some cool traps, and you can buy these traps. These are considered minnow traps or crawfish traps, and you can buy these. This is one that I've had for, I don't know, 8 or 10 years. I bought it, I think, at a secondhand store. This is one I've had for about 6 years. It's rubberized, and we're gonna show you how they work. We're gonna put some cool bait in these. We're gonna put a mixture of dog food and cat food. So things that I already had around the house. You could put chicken bones in these things. You could put whatever you want to. We're gonna catch some pretty cool critters. Now, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put one of these traps in the pond, and we're gonna put one of these traps in the creek. And we'll show you guys, I've got some deep pools in the creek. We'll show you exactly how we do it. Take a handful, stuff it in, toss it in the creek, stick around to the end, and we're gonna show you all the cool critters that we catch. Even if we catch crawfish or crayfish, whatever you call them where you're from, we'll still put them in this pond. I would love to have a crayfish pond so that I could catch crawfish and do a crawfish boil one day. That would be really cool, but our little crawfish here in North Carolina are about that big. They ain't that Louisiana crawfish. So without further delay, let's get these traps set, and we'll show you the spots in the creek, and we'll take you over to the big pond and show you. I stocked one of the ponds on the Stoney Ridge Farm just like this, and I did it by accident. I put catfish in that pond. Otters went in and ate all the catfish. I thought I would catch some bait for the catfish out of the creek and put them in there so that the catfish had something to eat. That was not the right thing to do. What happened? Those fish, which are native fish, populated that pond, which is pretty cool. There's probably 10,000 fish in there, and all I put in was about 200. Let's go check it out. When you have a creek on your property, you know where the deep pools are. This is one of the deepest pools on the property, and if we go right over here, we have 6 creeks on this property, by the way. You go right over where? Over here, I think. Let's just take a little creek walk. There's another deep pool. The dogs love to get in here and swim. It's not a deep pool anymore. We had a flood. That's not a deep pool anymore. Shame on me. We'll have to find 2 deep pools. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take one of these minnow traps or crawfish traps or whatever you wanna call them, and we're gonna toss them right over into the creek in these deep pools. Sometimes we pull out snakes, sometimes we catch crayfish, crawfish, sometimes we catch catfish. There's all sorts of fish in here. Really, really interesting little ecosystem. And this is the exit point from the pond that we're gonna actually put other traps in. So very, very simple. All we're gonna do, where are all the deep pools? We had a huge flood not too long ago where a hurricane came through and it just took out all the deep pools in this creek. Oh yeah, that's a pretty good one right there. We'll drop it in there too. So we'll do 2 in the creek and 1 in the pond. And this will be the first round, okay? I want to show you guys what we catch on the first round, and I'll do this for several days, day after day after day, and we'll see what we catch in the ponds and in the creeks. Might catch a little turtle. That'd be kind of fun. So, if you're going to set traps like this, it's super important that you check those traps every single day, just so you guys know. So this is the trap. The way that it works is whatever critter you catch goes in through this little hole, or that little hole. There's one in each end, and in order to get them out, you'll open this little hook and you'll split it right down the middle and they'll be in there flopping around. For some reason, most critters that will go in this hole, they try to escape out the side right here, out the edges, instead of going back through the hole. They don't like to go back through that hole right there, which is pretty interesting how all that works. We've got to tie a string to it. I got a pocket full of string right here, and the string actually gets tied to this little clip, so we'll show you how that works. Very, very simple. It's just twine. I'm just going to tie a couple granny knots in there. It'll totally suffice for what we're going to do. This is about a 12-foot piece of string. It needs to be long enough so that you don't make a boo-boo. And we'll tie it up to a limb right up there. And we're going to put a little cat food and dog food mixture. I've used just cat food before and it works just fine. So if you have cats and no dogs, of course, who has cats and no dogs that lives in the country? Then that will work. We'll take that, drop it in there, just a little handful. That's all you need to do. You don't need to put a whole lot. This is enough bait to reset the traps day after day for several days. Okay, hook this guy back in, hook this guy back in, and we'll fold our trap closed, just like that. And we'll take our little, it's like a safety pin almost, little clip, squeeze that, and put that right there. It's really windy today. Okay, let's toss her in the creek. Be sure you hold the end of your string when you do this. Ask me how I know. All right. Right there. There we go. We want it totally submerged in the water if we possibly can. And I'm simply going to tie it off to one of these weeds hanging out right here. All right, good to go. Let's go up to the pond. This is the oldest and largest farm pond that I have. This is about 2 acres. It was built in 1961, and all we're gonna do is simply fill one of these and toss it out in the water. This water is much, much clearer. Now let's give you a little pond education. You can see right here, there is grass, loose grass and cattails all over the place in here. Well, guess what that means? Muskrats are pulling up cattails, and we have a muskrat problem in the pond still. I have tried to eliminate the muskrats in this pond for years, and I just can't do it. And the reason I can't do it is because the pond backs up to the other side of the road, and there's a swampy area back there, and I can't get rid of them. I can't get them all out of here. I don't know really what to do. If you have an otter in your pond, and we have river otters around here, if you get a river otter in your pond, they will decimate the fish population in your pond. It is a horrible, horrible thing. In the state of North Carolina, It's legal to protect your property from these type of critters that are getting in the way, but you want to research wherever you are and get yourself a depredation permit if you have to. This is where there's a little cloudy water spot. That's where our muskrats are going in and out. Their den is probably right under here, and what they'll do is chew away at the dam. They'll eat away at the dam and cause your dam to leak. They'll tunnel through here and ruin your pond dam. Muskrats are horrible for a pond like this, and otters are horrible too. I think otters are super cute. I don't want to get rid of them, so I do my best to trap them, but there's just sometimes nothing you can do. They do make good moccasins though. So you got to think about where you put this. It has to be easily accessible, easy to get in, easy to get out, and we'll come over here with a bucket of water and transfer the critters that we catch into the bucket of water and reset the trap. This pond right here was completely stocked by this method, 100%. And it's got bass in it. They're probably, I don't know, 3 pounds now. Okay, who's got the longest rope here? Same thing, unclip, opens up, bait. Cat food can be a little small and will fall through sometimes. Here we go. You must stake this down in a pond, okay? If you don't stake it down in a pond, you're gonna get in trouble and you might have a critter haul it off somewhere. So we will stake this one down. I found a stick in the woods, and that's all I'm using to stake it down. I'm just gonna mush this stick into the mud, just like so. Got a little loop right here, loop it over, and we're gonna go set one more trap in a really deep pool way on the other side of the farm. So right here is a really deep pool. It's almost 6 feet deep. This is a totally different creek than the first creek we dropped it in. There's 6 creeks on this farm, which is pretty awesome. When you buy your land, be sure you look for land that has water like this. I don't know what we're gonna get out of here. I think I got catfish last time. Right there is perfect. Set a rock on that puppy, and we good to go. See you tomorrow. You guys are gonna love this. It's gonna be awesome tomorrow. See you in the morning. All right guys, it's been about 24 hours. Let's go check the traps. I'm super excited. I'm so excited, in fact, that I got my aquarium out, and we're gonna put these fishies in an aquarium so you guys can really see what we caught. I cannot wait. Check it out. The first one we're gonna check is the pond, and we'll work our way progressively back to the pond that we're gonna be stocking. If there's not a lot of fish in here, just understand that what we're gonna do is continue to do this for several days until we probably catch 100 to 150 little fish. There's the cows up there basking in the shade. Don't break the aquarium. Don't break the aquarium. Oh, Daddy. Here, fishy. I'm gonna turn the four-wheeler around. All right, so we want the water to be the same temperature for the fish as they get out of the pond. Typically the water temperature is going to be just about the same in the pond as it will be the creek, so we don't put them into shock. This is the natural color of the pond water. Let's just dump it all in there. All right, I think we're gonna get some weeds and grass as we pull this thing out. That's my guess. A little bit, not bad. I'm not too sure that putting it in the pond is a good idea. There's not one fish in here. There were a bunch of big fish all around it. Maybe the big fish were after the bait and running off all the little fish. So that's a fail in the pond. Oh, that's a bummer. That makes for a bad video, doesn't it? Let's go down to the creek. May have to hold it. Oh, baby. You got it. It's got it. Yeah, baby. Oh. Oh. That made a brother nervous right there. Pond was a bad idea, evidently. I don't know. I guess that's why people don't catch minnows in ponds, right? Ah! That thing is splashing so bad. Look, I'm getting drenched. Maybe I just need to go real slow. Really slow. All right, there she is. Let's see what we got. We got in trap number 2. Up we go. And, oh, we're hung on a root. Get it off the root. The root cause of this is a root. Holy maloney, we got some fish in this thing. Look at that. What? We got fishies. Check it out. See if we can get them just flop out. There you go. Floppers. We got some floppers. There we go. Look at that. Crawfish. We got floppers. Well, we got to check the trap more frequently. Some of these little bluegill are not doing so well. Go, little fella. Little minnow. There we go. Bluegill right there. Nice. Or crappie, whatever you want to call them. Crawfish. Angry crawfish. Hey, bud, don't be so mad. You can go. Just be free. And one more. We call these a knotty head. These are just wild. That might have been a baby bass. We've got another crawfish in here. That's why they're dying. There's a tadpole, and the crawfish in here is eating the tadpole. Let's get on out here, buddy. Get in your tank. Wow. Check it out. Isn't that cool? They're all trying to go to the bottom there where they can be hid. Look at that. Way cool. Crawfish are definitely hunters. They did not like, and they're fighting in there. Check it out, crawfish fight. That's pretty cool. Nice. So how many you get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we'll just count them all when we get done. I want to move pretty quick like this. I'm going to get the dead one out. The crawfish definitely killed this little guy. Crawfish most certainly like the fish more than they like the feed. Well, we got 4 crayfish there, crawfish. Okay, let's put this critter back in and see what we get tomorrow night. I'm sure we'll get plenty. We're gonna keep repeating this process. Let's go down to the other spot on the other creek. Man, look at that. Aren't they cool? Definitely need a better scenario for the tank on the next trip, next time we do this. I was just gonna put them in a bucket and I could put a lid on the bucket, but I thought it'd be cool to show you guys with an aquarium. No splash. You got it. Just go smooth. Steady she goes. Don't splash a fishy out. Oh, goodness. Gosh. It's not even bumpy. Crawfish look mean. I guarantee you this is the first time any fish have ever been on a 4-wheeler ride in the history of this farm. Oh, goodness. Last but not least, let's go check this little minnow trap here. There are 2 great, awesome pools right here, just in this area, but this creek is not fed from my pond, so therefore it may not have panfish in it. So I'm curious as to what we have. Let's go over here, get under this rock, pull this guy out. Come on, little buddy. Okay. Yeah, we got some fish in there. We got it looks like a crawfish and a bass in there. I think the crawfish must have gotten the bass. Let's open that up. So we most certainly know what let's just pour these guys back out in here. anything? It's just unfortunate right there. This creek is not the one. I'm gonna take, there are tiny, tiny little minnows right there in this creek, but this is not the one. I've got to get them out of the creek that's fed by the pond. That way we get the pond fish, the panfish in here. But check it out. Here's what we got. I think there's 9 altogether, and they're absolutely gorgeous. 4 little bluegill and what we call knotty heads in there. Awesome, awesome. Let's get them into the pond so they survive. I'll show you how I introduce them real quick. You know, I think what happened at this creek was that a critter was trying to pull out the fish and the crayfish or crawfish out of the trap. You could see that the crawfish was missing a claw, and the claw was nowhere to be found in the trap. So I think maybe something was gnawing at the trap and got to them. Again, you got to put it in a nice deep pool so that critters don't get in there to them. This is going to be fun, introducing them to their new home. And this is exactly how I stocked my other pond. Little bass, little bluegill or brim or however you want to say it. Panfish is what I call them. There we go. Okay. That's still pretty heavy. That fish is eating. These fish aren't harmed at all. They're still trying to eat. Hope I don't sink up in the mud. I am sinking up in the mud. Here we go. Oh, that's the release. Fish release party. Let's see if we can see them. My bet is they take off pretty darn quickly. That's my guess. They're gonna take off. There's so much food in this pond right here, from grasses, algae, all kinds of stuff for these fish to eat. So they'll have no problem. Well, folks, that's really cool. I'm gonna go back and reset the traps, but I will keep them in this creek right here, which is from my pond. Those fish that are about that big may be a year old, but they can't thrive and they can't get large in that small body of water. And predators really easily can attack them when they're that big. So the bigger the fish, the easier it is for a raccoon or something, possum like that, to get them. That's really cool. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. We got river monsters, right? Those are our river monsters here on the Stoney Ridge Farm. I think it's pretty awesome. I'm gonna continue to do this, and I'll keep you guys updated on the pond stocking, how this goes. I can't wait. We'll be over here fishing in 2 years together. Thank you guys so much. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to build an ecosystem in this pond, and I think it's gonna work just great. Take care. See you next time. Woo! All right, folks, welcome back to the... They daggone beaver's gonna carry my pond away.
That's very nice, isn't it? That's a very, very nice show. It's gonna be so fun.
Pond, 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 pond. Hey Siri, is a GoPro Hero 9 waterproof? So long as the camera door is closed. Okay.